Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, May 14th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 681 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. GOP blames Kelly for delays getting Kansans the unemployment checks they want to end. Execution of terminally ill prisoner on Idaho's death row serves vengeance, not justice. Thousands of Bangladeshi Muslims rally against Israel. Passengers miss India-Australia flight because of COVID-19. Turkish firm shuts down power supply for crisis at Lebanon. Do Palestinians have a right to survive? AOC makes impassioned speech against Biden policy on Israel crisis. Matt Gaetz associate Joel Greenberg will plead guilty to 6 felony counts including sex trafficking, wire fraud, and identity theft. Hummer erupts in flames at Florida gas station after driver loads in 4 5-gallon gas cans. Lightning suspected of killing 18 Asiatic elephants in India. Cybercrime expert suggests Colonial Pipeline's ransom was so low because DarkSide messed up. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Palestinians flee as Israeli artillery pounds north in Gaza, the Associated Press. Removed from royal display, Meghan and Harry Waxworks join Madame Tussauds Party Zone, CNN. Dogecoin rallies on Elon Musk tweet, anticipated Coinbase listing, CNBC. Rumor, Apple to announce third-generation AirPods and Hifi Apple Music tour on May 18, Mac rumors. Leading coronavirus researchers call for proper investigation into COVID-19 origins, CNET. NBA playoff tracker, late foul in Suns Trailblazers gives Lakers a shot of avoiding play-in tournament, Yahoo Sports. Singapore stock slump as COVID restrictions tighten, travel bubble with Hong Kong likely delayed, CNBC. Maker of expensive Japanese toaster gets into smartphone business, The Verge. Stocks rebound as Fed officials calm inflation fears, Reuters. China's Shiyan-1 mission will attempt daring Mars rover landing Friday, CNET. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Puppy comes this close to becoming alligator food until Florida man saves the day. What experts say you should know about getting Botox for the first time. 12 thoughtful quotes about motherhood from Cate Blanchett. 6 foods that are less nutritious when you read them. 4 myths about what it means for a vaccine to be FDA approved. Colonial Pipeline reportedly paid $5 million ransom after hack. GOP reps ridiculous Capitol riot claim mocked in stinging ad. Badass cat leaps from 5th floor of burning building, struts off like a boss. Cop nearly killed by Trump mob rips GOP for peddling BS on U.S. Capitol riot. Irish Health Service shuts down IT systems following significant ransomware attack. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Body of mother missing for weeks, found in pond. 2 teens found dead, investigation underway. Girl who accidentally shot 12-YO posed with gun. Fire danger very high in Wisconsin. Clock to strike midnight on a number of bills. Police, man stole $33,000 worth of items. Mayor wants to crack down on drag racers. 4-YO dead after accidentally shooting himself. Ice hockey coach sexually abused players, federal lawsuit alleges. Mice infestation at apartment community. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Israel ground forces shell Gaza as fighting intensifies. Israel deploys ground troops to shell Gaza. Vaccinated Americans can stop wearing masks, CDC says. First shots for a younger set of New Yorkers. Businesses offer perks to vaccinated customers. Question mark. Spy agencies seek new Afghan allies as U.S. withdraws. Meet the nun who wants you to remember you will die. Lies on social media inflame Israeli-Palestinian conflict. How a Bank of America executive created a tense work culture. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. NJ Citarelli touts he's only Republican who can beat Democrat Governor Murphy. Dr. Ben Carson, Biden's inflation crisis, here's the price we'll pay if we don't get spending under control. Protests outside, struggles inside, Man U loses to Liverpool. Just scores twice, Avs clinch #1 seed with win over Kings. WNBA returns, celebrating 25th anniversary season. Plesak takes no-hitter into 8th as Indians top Mariners 4-2. Booker hits late free throws, Suns top Trail Blazers 118-117. Straw scores on wild pitch in 11th, Astros beat Rangers 4-3. Fauci says schools should be open full blast, 5 days a week by fall. Blues score 7 straight goals to beat Wild 7-3. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, May 14th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Viacom CBS and USC Annenberg establish HBCU Diversity in Journalism Scholarship to advance newsroom diversity. Body of Erica Hernandez, Texas mother missing for weeks, found in pond. NBA icon Jerry West insulted at being left off top 5 Lakers list by team owner Jeannie Buss, one of most offensive things I've ever heard. The bond of sisterhood, woman donates kidney to ailing sibling, and later carries her baby. Just really shaken up, CBS crew attacked in Miami while covering story on efforts to curb violence. Tax refund delays grow as filing deadline gets closer. Jen Richards on CBS Clarice, it fills me with joy that kids can watch a trans character played by a trans actor. Montana Jordan and Regan revered on young Sheldon being picked up for 3 more seasons, it's a crazy experience. Mom series finale comes to CBS, My Kind of People and the Big To-Do. AT&T Braun Nelson preview, if you drive the ball long, you're going to have the advantage around here, says CBS Sports' Mark Immelman. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Unite leadership hopeful accused of racism after calling for Home Secretary leave the country. June 21st Freedom Day is now in doubt, experts sound alarm after Indian variant cases double. Fiat 500 electrifies judges to take award for best new battery model of 2021. Brighton teacher falls for Bitcoin scam after fake BBC News website promised Elon Musk giveaway. GP's receptionist, 25, has leg amputated after hot tub party gave her deadly blood infection. So much for going green, Boris. PM took unnecessary 50-minute ride in Tory Peer's helicopter. Serious fraud office launches money laundering probe into business empire of Liberty Steel owner. Clamor over Portugal's state of calamity amid UK fears at holidays. Crumbling mansion dubbed the Welsh Versailles sells to mystery buyer for $950,000. Hospitality bosses in Britain's holiday hotspot say they are struggling to hire enough staff. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Afghan police say bombing at Kabul mosque kills 4 worshippers. Myanmar frees Japanese journalist as gesture to Tokyo. German infection rate at 2-month low, vaccination speed up. Africa, top official in ruling ANC takes party to court. COVID-19 live updates, scientists call for proper investigation into virus origins. Israeli forces hit Hamas tunnels in Gaza as all-out war looms, while rockets rain down. As protesters flee Hong Kong, Taiwan quietly extends a helping hand. Next door to hard-hit India, coronavirus cases surge in Nepal. The battle for Myanmar is far from over. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. SFO investigating GFG alliance, Amazon creates 10,000 UK jobs, markets rally, business live. Coronavirus live news, Japan prefectures to declare emergency, Ireland health IT systems suffer ransomware attack. Video platform chief says Nazi posts on white superiority do not merit removal. Nobel archives reveal judges' safety fears for Alexander Solzhenitsyn. A game-changing moment, Chile constitution could set new gender equality standard. It's a minefield, U.S. restaurant workers leave industry over COVID. 18 elephants found dead in Indian forest reserve. Bodies are being eaten by hyenas, girls of 8 raped, inside the Tigray conflict. Chauvoria, the history of footwear, in pictures. Heart singer Ann Wilson, success was a Faustian bargain we made. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Israeli ground troops carrying out strikes into Gaza Strip, IDF says. Pope raises alarm about Italy's precariously low birth rate. At least 9 wounded in shooting that police say was between feuding groups. Candidate for Northern Mexico City mayor's post killed. Bill Maher taping cancelled after host's positive virus test. California tree trimmer charged in deadly throat slashings. Woman says $26 California lottery ticket destroyed in wash. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Irish Health Service hit by cyber attack. U.S. fuel pipeline paid hackers $5 in ransom. Is Bitcoin bad for the environment? Israel intensifies attacks in Gaza as conflict enters 5th day. Lebanon, car power ship shuts down electricity supply. Israel-Gaza violence, rockets and shelling continue as people flee. I have no food, what it's like to live inside Cambodia's COVID red zone. Colombia protesters, we're not scared anymore. How India's vaccine drive went horribly wrong. Jeff Bezos and the secretive world of superyachts. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Police, 9 wounded in Rhode Island shooting. Home cooks find antidote to blandness on TikTok. Army of the Dead reflects political climate. Department of Homeland Security is now watching social media for terrorist narratives. NYC candidates for mayor debate crime and economy. At least 8 states lift mask mandates, teachers' unions call for reopening all schools this fall, live COVID-19 updates. California cold case murder reopens after 46 years. At least 9 injured in Providence, Rhode Island, shooting, authorities say, no arrests made. Today in history for May 14th. Outrage as Philly reacts to wrongful cremations. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Suspected Southern California drug dealers charged in 11 overdose deaths. California Attorney General to review fatal shooting by Vallejo police. UC weighs limited tuition increase for next year. What the CDC mask changes mean for travel, shopping, gatherings, outdoor life and more. Suspect arrested in Fresno after robbing deliveryman of chips at knife point, police say. LA panel opposes yanking funds for Chatsworth homeless housing project. Tesla driver arrested after riding in backseat on Oakland freeway. Federal court pauses order to offer shelter to everyone on LA's Skid Row by fall. Is it yours? $26 million lottery ticket sold in Norwalk is unclaimed. Officers who fired projectiles at protesters violated Los Angeles Police Department policies, panel rules. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, May 14th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. The Islamic State used Iraqi prisoners as human test subjects in experiments with chemical and possibly biological weapons. United Nations investigators conclude in a report that sheds new light on the terrorist group's forays into making a weapon of mass destruction. Far-right Israeli groups plan further violence against Palestinians after night of lynchings. Herd of 18 Indian elephants die when forest struck by lightning. France bans gender-neutral language in schools, citing harm to learning. Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare to lift ban on use of marijuana-based medicines in Japan. Catholic Church investigating claims children were prostituted to church officials. Jews and Arabs start to push back against violence, rallying nationwide. On the same day illegal gold miners shoot Yanomami people on their own land, Brazil cuts environmental regulation further. Israel attacked Gaza with ground forces, escalating the conflict. CNN, MSNBC guessed who blasted Israeli ethnic cleansing forced out of home. U.S. Secretary of State says Australia will not be left alone to face China coercion. Israel's bombing of Gaza apartment buildings could be a war crime, human rights groups warn. Investigation, dozens of Vancouver care homes didn't declare outbreaks when staff first caught COVID-19. Tragedy ensued, killing 192 residents. Israel's Israeli Arab Member of Parliament Aida Tuma Suleiman claims that PM Netanyahu and his ministers are fueling communal violence for political gain. 4 rockets fired at Israel from South Lebanon. The next headlines are from Forbes. Alipay posts operating loss of $1.2 billion following antitrust regulators' record fine. Dogecoin stages a comeback amid crypto's $300 billion crash, soaring 30% as Elon Musk and Coinbase signal confidence. Crypto.com announces 2-year partnership with IIHF for World Hockey Championship. Iran and Russia are testing Biden. Is our national security at risk? 20 years on, the global Apple Store empire, infographic. How will iOS 14 affect Facebook ads in 2021? A guide for product businesses. 12-week gap between Pfizer vaccine doses generates higher antibody response, study finds. James Murdoch, ex-Disney exec to raise $300 million in SPAC listing on Nasdaq. China closes in on Japan at beauty giant Shiseido. Inside ESPN 7-year, $3.92 billion renewal with MLB. The next headlines are from Nature.com. China prepares to land first rover on Mars and reveal fresh geological insights. India's neighbors race to sequence genomes as COVID surges. A deep look into the physics of earthquake slip. How a worrisome coronavirus variant spread unnoticed. Holding a tool wrong, this brain region will notice. How to tell the thermodynamic cost of time. Voyager 1 captures faint ripples in the stuff between the stars. Open Access Publisher Plus pushes to extend cloud beyond biomedicine. Did you leave university science? Tell us why. Delaying a COVID vaccine's second dose boosts immune response. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,705,044,180 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Jaeyoon, Korean singer with MC The Max, dies at 39. Halston is a flat, empty provocation, TV review. 365 days, Netflix sets sequels to controversial Polish erotic film. Venice Fest prepares to roll out red carpet for full-fledged physical edition exclusive. Nentgruber News Norwegian drama Bernie for 2 more seasons. Robert De Niro injures leg offset while filming of Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. The Woman in the Window review, a housebound thriller, starring Amy Adams as an agoraphobe, that's too contrived to thrill. ABC comedy pilot adopted not moving forward. Michael J. White to launch gigantic studios in Connecticut. As a Joe Budden podcast implodes, we wonder, what would Howard Stern do? The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A principal and his tape measure, schools are helping do COVID-19 contact tracing. Schools are deciding what the new CDC mask guidelines mean for the classroom. Shopping without a mask depends on where you live, despite new CDC guidelines. Here's what is, and isn't, changed by the new CDC mask guidance. Far fewer young migrants are in Border Patrol custody, DHS Secretary says. Just 12 people are behind most vaccine hoaxes on social media, research shows. Theft at a scale that is unprecedented, behind the underfunding of HBCUs. Active duty Marine Corps major charged in Capitol riot. Missouri will not expand Medicaid despite voters' wishes, governor says. Purvis Staples, founding member of the Staples Singers, dies at age 85. The following headlines are from The Week. Late night hosts cheer the CDC's unmasking news and Ohio's vaccine lottery, ponder how we got here. Barry Jenkins broke television. The wisdom of pessimism in the Israel-Palestinian conflict. Good speech isn't winning. The Saw franchise tries to turn the page with Spiral. Republicans' dishonest war against critical race theory. Matt Gaetz wingman Joel Greenberg signals imminent plea deal with federal prosecutors. Manhattan prosecutors are reportedly investigating a Trump-paid tuition of CFO's grandkids. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. In a rare show of accountability, a Texas attorney has surrendered his license. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Exploding stars are titanium factories. Web fully unfurls for the last time on Earth, the next time will be in space. Extrasolar object interceptor would be able to chase down the next Oumuamua or Borisov and actually return a sample. A comet seen at the end of its life, it's covered in talcum powder. Gaia might even be able to detect the gravitational wave background of the universe. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, May 14th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Warming is clearly visible in new U.S. climate normals. Arcturus, the brightest star of the north. The Twilight Trio, Young Moon, Mercury and Venus. See Nova V1405 in Cassiopeia, now visible to the eye. New type of aurora revealed in 19-year-old video. Sharks navigate using Earth's magnetic field. The next news is from Politico. Doesn't matter, Democrats reject GOP's debt limit demands. The women who enabled Jeffrey Epstein. The nation's cartoonists on the week in politics. Labor shortage spurs a rush to get Americans back to work. Biden unmasks and marks a political milestone. Court rejects challenge to federal anti-riot law. Eye-popping lawsuit portrays GOP lawmaker's office as a COVID-19 petri dish. $40 chicken, Ferraris and mesh masks, 2 months in Donald Trump's Fauci-free Palm Beach utopia. Israel threatens Gaza ground invasion despite truce efforts. Liz Cheney says she's not running for president. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. AFL 2021 live updates. Saint Kilda Saints, Geelong Cats face off at Marvel Stadium. NRL 2021 Magic Round live updates. Tigers v Knights and Sea Eagles v Broncos. Magi C round. Coaches changes inspire Tigers to big win over Knights. AFL round 9 ins and outs and expert tips. I'll try to put a shot on George. British Bulldog Thompson keen to scrap with mates. 2 adults critical, 17 children injured after head-on bus crash. Confused heap of nonsense, man banned from launching QLD court cases. Illegal $40 in tobacco growing operation found west of Brisbane. Pleasure and pain, Aussie skipper has filled the post admirably. Fierce battle for the future of NSW's Upper Hunter. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Owner of Trump supporter bus asked to remove image of Queen Elizabeth II wearing a fake MAGA hat. Retire better. Seniors say this one thing, by far, is the definition of a life well lived. Europe markets. European stocks rise as rebound continues, while mining stocks react to falling commodity prices. Kelley Blue Book. How does the 2021 Genesis G90 stand up to the Lexus LS? Next Avenue, get a job without jumping through all the hoops. Yes, it's called open hiring. Here's how it works. The moneyest, my friends raised $15,000 on GoFundMe while I was comatose after an accident, but I inherited $1 million, and my insurance covered the costs. Early Tesla backer and top fund manager attacks Warren Buffett's strategy. Here's his investing advice. Cryptos, Elon Musk tweets about Dogecoin, and price immediately jumps. What's worth streaming? What's worth streaming in May 2021? There's almost too much to choose from. What happens if divorced parents disagree about their child getting the COVID-19 vaccine? Attorneys say it could get messy. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. European Intellectual Property Office Observatory publishes discussion paper on domain names and their use in preventing IP infringement. Intellectual Property, European Union, Mondac News alerts. They don't encourage innovation, patent box policy criticized in 2015 report, Sydney Morning Herald. Indoor received 2 patents for pioneering inventions in the fields of medicine and technology, Noxense. COVID vaccine patents can be waived without hurting firms like Bharat Biotech. Here's how, the print. David vs. Goliath, inventor with Big Easy origins takes on Big Tech, WWLTV.com. Dissolution of IPAB, Intellectual Property, India, Mondac News alerts. Section 3, C, IPAB's order on University of Copenhagen versus Controller of Patents, Intellectual Property, India, Mondac News alerts. 3 changes to pharmaceutical patents in the PRC, J.D. Supra. Global overview of IP entity responses to COVID-19 crisis, Intellectual Property, worldwide, Mondac News alerts. Why Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla clashed during the Battle of the Currents, biography. The next headlines are from Quartz. Why rare earth permanent magnets are vital to the global climate economy. Gaza conflict intensifies, unmasking concerns, Russia versus Tom Cruise. Where can you find a PS5? Try sneaker resale site stocks. What is mucormycosis, the black fungus disease impacting COVID-19 patients in India? South Africa broadens its COVID-19 vaccine program in the face of a potential third wave. India has always undercounted its dead. McDonald's is bumping up pay as low-wage workers suddenly have options. Recent privacy changes in the digital ad industry will mainly benefit people in rich countries. A simple, ethical approach to corporate strategy. Elon Musk and Cathie Wood disagree on Bitcoin's climate impact. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Steam still cannot seem to keep its hands off some sex games despite hands-off policy. South Dakota court says government doesn't need to pay for home cops destroyed to find a fugitive who wasn't there. Dartmouth's insane paranoia over cheating leads to ridiculous surveillance scandal. Bipartisan FTC study confirms everything right to repair advocates have been saying for years. Why is Wired so focused on misrepresenting Section 230? Daily Deal, the Mastering Linux Development Bundle. Court 2 cops, waiting 16 months to search a seized phone violates the Fourth Amendment. Cable lobby working hard to ensure Biden broadband plan doesn't encourage real competition. Estate of Tintin comic creator loses on fair use grounds to artist putting Tintin alongside women. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Nicki Minaj. Bill Maher. J. Cole. Castlevania. Real Madrid. Udonis Haslem. WNBA. Granada vs Real Madrid. John Mulaney. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Padres fan brutally knocks rival MLB supporter out cold with one punch hit, but police say victim will not press charges. Video. Will Boeing's troubled 737 MAX ever get off the ground? RT's boom bust finds out. Hacker attack shuts down IT system of Ireland's health services, badly affecting one of Europe's busiest maternity hospitals. The oil pipeline that will expand China's influence in Africa. Hundreds take to streets in Barcelona to protest closure of Nissan plants, as thousands fear losing jobs. Video. Russia planning new ban on capturing whales and dolphins, Prime Minister announces, in wake of orca whale jail outcry in Far East. Israel denies sending ground troops to Gaza as cross-border attacks intensify. Singapore moves back towards lockdown as COVID-19 cases rise, jeopardizing long-awaited travel bubble with Hong Kong. U.S. panic buying feeds into fuel shortage, sending gasoline prices higher, analyst. UN chief pleads for immediate de-escalation in Gaza and Israel after Tel Aviv reportedly rebuffs Egyptian ceasefire plan. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Former Top Gear host James May says his Tesla Model S has failed. There is zero evidence. Scientists question need for COVID booster shots as vaccine makers lock in sales. These are the world's longest train journeys. Army Chief of Staff calls on French military who warned of civil war to resign. Poll shows 27% of European adults likely to refuse vaccine in latest threat to growth outlook. Ahmadinejad is back, Iranian firebrand announces bid for presidency. Escobar, an insider's view of the tragedy of the U.S. deep state. Desperate Indian communities embrace anti-malaria drugs to protect against COVID surge. Ron Paul, COVID authoritarians are abusing children. Australia ready to resume dialogue with China as Beijing ratchets trade war. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. India is gasping for air. Lightning suspected of killing 18 elephants in India's Assam. Turkey's car power ship shuts down power to Lebanon. In pictures, death and destruction in Gaza as Israel attacks. Kenya leaders' constitutional reform bid illegal, High Court. Taiwan holds off raising COVID-19 alert level as cases surge. White people rescued before black people in Palma, amnesty. Israel pounds Gaza with air raids, shelling, live news. India COVID cases above 24 million as mutant spreads across globe. The price of progress, how safe is European food production? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Report, Biden Clean Energy fundraisers rake in millions as administration sponsor business. China, U.S. minority should be very envious of persecuted Uyghurs. Challengers rush to primary Liz Cheney after House GOP ouster. Report, Donald Trump to hold 2 rallies in June and 1 July 3rd. Stacey Abrams, AC recount a continuation of the insurrection. LA City Council Committee approves Mike Bonin proposal to study homeless shelters at beaches. Atlanta Mayor, hard to get gas in Atlanta area, I encouraged my son to stay at home so he wouldn't run out. Judge rules deputies fired for Parkland shooting in action should be reinstated. Leftists triggered after Bill Beasley mocks Fauci. CDC Director Walensky, children under 12 should still wear masks. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. 7 unique dating apps that actually exist. Why companies should outsource their IT security. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Canadians buy home for man who needs kidney and had to quit his job, which was helping others. Amazing tech developed by private firms are on the verge of creating nuclear fusion reactors to power humanity. Researchers find that wild donkeys and horses dig desert watering holes vital for entire ecosystem. Mirrored illusion creates never-ending palace of books inside beautiful new bookstore. The area of forests regrown since 2000 covers the size of France, potentially absorbing a full year of U.S. emissions. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, May 14th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Former Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd mistaken as Uber driver. Blood drips on sleeping woman's face from ceiling caused by rotting body on floor above. GOP lawmaker sued by former staffer for reckless approach to COVID-19. Mel Davies was a Bollywood bolt hole during India's second wave. Now wealthy Indians are shut out. Iconic Facts pleads guilty for robbing bank after plastic surgery. Police search for man who lit Melbourne train seats on fire. Student designs third eye so you can walk and text at the same time. Woman hit by 10-pound package of meat during fight at South Euclid Walmart. Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit fails drug test, prompting suspension. Paul McCartney says practicing yoga has helped preserve his eyesight. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Now this is what NF should sound like, inside and out. WhatsApp is unstoppable, it's still growing despite controversial policy change. Fancy pants advances in rocket propulsion may usher in a new era of spaceflight. My team had a no meeting week to ease Zoom fatigue, here's how it went. GitHub now lets developers upload videos to their repositories. Fancy toaster company Bermuda is making an Android phone. The Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro may get a radical new design. Clubhouse for Android launches in UK, Canada, Australia, and ANZ amid plummeting downloads. PSA, you can play Mass Effect Legendary Edition for $15 at launch on AI Play Pro. How AI could steal your data by liberating your keystrokes. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Screening for ovarian cancer did not produce early deaths. Politically polarized brains share an intolerance of uncertainty. 2-in-1, wide-angle monitoring meets high-resolution capture in new camera platform. The first frost is the deepest. Study of 70,000 individuals links dementia to smoking and cardiovascular disease. Jab-free dengue immunity could be just a click away. Domino-like crystallization of glass. New snailfish genome reveals how they adapted to the pressures of deep-sea life. 2 regions in the canine genome explain 1/3 of the risk of rare blood cancer. A sibling-guided strategy to capture the 3D shape of the human face. The next headlines are from Information Week. 11 ways to ask smarter data analytics questions. Corporate diversity efforts get real. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, May 14th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA invests $105 million in U.S. small business technology development. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Could Utah pay people who get vaccinated? Governor Cox says he's exploring the idea. Hawaii man sentenced to supervision over extreme cyberstalking of Utah family. Senator Michael Lee says continued federal COVID-19 aid is throwing gasoline on the fire of inflation. Woman accuses Utah immigration attorney of sexual assault and threatening to have his clients hurt her. Arts nonprofit Pioneer Craft House vacating historic schoolhouse after city issued eviction notice. Great day for America, vaccinated people can largely quit wearing masks. Bagley cartoon, fueling the violence. MLS team's salary information is out. Here are some takeaways from our SL's payroll. Salt Lake City fills vacant council seat with longtime West Side advocate. Photos, surprise, 60 Utah kids get free bikes. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Framework's reparable laptop is up for pre-order. Oblique wave detonation engine may unlock Mach 17 aircraft. Previously unknown letter reveals Einstein's thinking on bees, birds and physics. Cheap, highly efficient new EV motor uses no magnets. Microsoft is shutting down its Azure blockchain service. Pentagon surveilling Americans without a warrant, Senator reveals. Disney patents blockchain-based movie distribution system to stop pirates. SpaceX partners with Google Cloud on Starlink, placing ground stations at data centers. Hackers used fake GPU overclocking software to push malware. VLC Media Player 3.0.14 fixes broken Windows automatic updater. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. 9 people injured in Rhode Island shooting, police say. Missing Farmington teen has family worried, investigators looking for answers. Why an executive for drug company behind COVID treatment is a Cardinals fan. Graduation surprise for Belleville East student and Fox 2 fan. Illinois businesses await state's expected loosening of COVID restrictions. CDC eases mask guidance, St. Louis Metropolitan Pandemic Task Force still urging people to get vaccine. Perfect rescue, kitten found in spray foam in Lincoln County. St. Louis City, County set Friday announcement on COVID guidelines following new CDC mask guidance. Amazon named St. Charles County's largest employer. Missouri lawmakers vote to keep lottery winners secret. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Pixar artist from National City is diehard Padres fan. Arrest made, victim ID'd in 2003 East County cold case. Pedestrian seriously hurt after being hit by driver in Point Loma. Southwest Airlines adds non-stop flights between Hawaii and San Diego. Forced active duty service member arrested on Capitol riot charges. State superintendent calls open South Bay schools a national model. 5 Brazilian nationals charged in ID theft using rideshare delivery apps. Woman's $26 lotto ticket destroyed in laundry, SoCal store manager says. Target to suspend in-store sale of sports, Pokemon cards over safety concerns. Crew rescues osprey dangling from tree by fishing line. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Activists and ex-spy said to have plotted to discredit Trump enemies in government. Ray H. Harry Aycock obituary. The best ways to maintain your privacy on WhatsApp. Chasing Agent Freeguard, Gemma Arterton, Shazad Latif join James Norton thriller exclusive. Dolphins deliberately get high on pufferfish nerve toxins by carefully chewing and passing them around. Amazfit Bip S 40-day fitness tracker plunges to new low at $45 shipped, 36% off, 9 to 5 toys. Where to buy TikTok's viral spy camera? This hidden camera looks like a charger. Fresh loader targets aviation victims with spy rats. Hayes psychological methods keep Chelsea women flying high. Hayes psychological methods keep Chelsea women flying high. Federal News Network. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Infothehist pitches its latest solutions for intelligence gathering missions. John Cockerell Defense integrates rocket artillery system into its turret. New Jaguar combat vehicle has fired MMP for the first time. Huntington Ingalls begins fabrication of new Legend-class national security cutter. Ukrainian military adopts new Lilika 100 unmanned aerial system. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Twilight's Kiss is a moving romance about 2 gay men in their golden years. U.S. dials up criticism of China over Xinjiang amid more evidence of cultural and reproductive repression. Former disgraced coffee chain entrepreneur tries his hand at noodles. China's nursing shortage is easing, but not fast enough to address needs of aging population. In Shaoxing, young winemakers attempt to revive China's original spirit. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, May 14, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Dine and dish, your Korean dad. San Francisco Police Chief, burglary suspect shouldn't have been shot. San Leandro home targeted by BB gun shooter. Bay Area women educate parents, teens about COVID vaccine. Bay Area shelters react to pandemic pet returns. Suspect follows San Jose woman home, sexually assaults her. Kids 12 plus across Bay Area get COVID vaccine. Newsom takes aim at critics, touts surplus spending plan at virtual event. Police, 9 wounded in Providence, Rhode Island, shooting. North Dakota City now accepting cryptocurrency to pay utility bills. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Honda returns to quarterly profit despite pandemic damage. Augustus retires from playing, will be an assistant for LA. Flaherty outduels Burns, Cards beat Brewers 2-0. Brooks scores 30 as Grizzlies overcome Kings 116-110. Tigers beat Royals 4-3, KC's skid reaches 11 games. Small plane makes emergency landing on I-355. Kind of nervous but excited, Elgin girl the first 12-year-old vaccinated at Sherman Hospital. Kane County fires another human resources director. Report, Lollapalooza will return this year. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Today in history, adult showgirls of the galaxy shut down at 1962 Seattle World's Fair. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.6 m, depth 10 km, in Indonesia May 14, 2021, 6:33 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 321, population affected by Category 1, 120 kilometers per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Red alert for Tropical Cyclone 121, population affected by Category 1, 120 kilometers per hour, wind speeds or higher is 1.387 million. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6 m, depth 32 km, in Japan May 13, 2021, 23:58 UTC, 1,080,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 424.38 km, in Fiji Islands region May 13, 2021, 13:31 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6 m, depth 10 km, in Panama May 13, 2021, 9:42 UTC, few people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, May 14th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Car goes up in flames when driver smoking cigarette uses hand sanitizer. Enjoy the dry weather because it all changes this weekend. Carol Baskin says missing Houston tiger has no fear of humans. Lawsuit against the Woodlands daycare alleges staff neglected and abused boy. Oh, the places you'll go. Dr. Seuss exhibit opens in Houston this weekend. Houston student accepted into 22 universities, including Princeton and Brown. Have you seen a pink taxi in Houston? Meet the woman behind the wheel. Families who lost loved ones from COVID-19 qualify for reimbursement. League City couple in murder-suicide identified as school leaders from Texas City and Spring ISDs. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, Sri Lanka to get World Bank vaccine funding help. Palestinians flee as Israeli artillery pounds north in Gaza. Japan to expand virus emergency ahead of Tokyo Olympics. UK jubilant as lockdown restrictions to be lifted next week. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Takeaways from the first official mayoral debate. Extra, extra, when anti-maskers want to mask themselves from the vaccinated. Muslim charity spends Holy Month feeding the homeless every night. More than 1,100 people vaccinated in NYC subway and rail stations on first day of MTA pilot program. Report, no intentional interference in faulty absentee ballots for 2020 election. The first NYC mayoral debate is happening Thursday night. You can watch here. Local gas supplies remain strong in NYC despite pipeline shutdown, experts say. Royal Tenenbaum's Harlem house is on the rental market. What it will take to bring strong internet service to every NYC student. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Where are the women? How pandemic decisions are ingraining global gender bias. U.S. casts 45 vetoes and counting while protecting a client state. Will the UN hold Myanmar's military accountable for its crimes against children? In Moscow visit, Secretary General and President Putin discuss importance of multilateralism. UN condemns killing of aid worker in South Sudan. Latin America and the Caribbean assess climate ambition and action ahead of COP26. Russia's Sputnik diplomacy. First person, God save us from famine. Reimagining education with imagination. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Purdue Pharma's bankruptcy has cost the company nearly $400 million in professional fees. Clear as a day of families event shamelessly exploits COVID family separations. Hacked American Colonial Pipeline paid hackers $5 million in ransom to restore operations. Flashback, the Israeli Secret Service agency Mossad planned to bomb areas in Egypt where Americans gathered and make the attacks appear to be the work of Muslim extremists. The plot was discovered and is known as the Lavon Affair. In 2005, Israel honored. Pentagon evacuates 120 personnel from Israel as security situation unravels. Merriam-Webster expands definition of anti-vaxxer to include those who oppose forced jabs. Government's online safety bill will limit free speech, lead to massive state-backed censorship, warn watchdogs. NBC cancels 2022 Golden Globes as Hollywood continues to self-destruct. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Conservative seize on gas crunch to blame Biden, stir base. Yankees tourist positive for COVID despite being vaccinated. Did 124 retired admirals and generals sign letter questioning 2020 election? Did American Idol finalists leave show over video featuring KKK-style hood? Is this frog butt cheeks photo real? Was this Hummer fire related to gas shortage? Some proms are back, with masks, testing and distancing. Did Merriam-Webster change definition of anti-vaxxer amid COVID-19? Is Ohio's $1 COVID-19 vaccine lottery real? Government eases up guidance on indoor mask wearing. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. So far, vaccines remain effective against variants. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Violent insurrection, it's the new camping. Tracing an ISIS fighter's terrifying seduction of a female journalist. How Barry Jenkins' The Underground Railroad avoids the trauma porn of slavery movies past. This travel face mask kept me safe and comfortable on Amtrak. It's time to ditch COVID-19 temperature checks. Is below-deck sailing yachts Captain Glenn Shepard the nicest guy on reality TV? How Bibi empowered the supremacist movement fueling this conflict. Bidenomics looks like a ticking time bomb for Democrats and the economy. Indian generals blast government for withholding life-saving army aid from its own people. Chris Martin reveals how Coldplay made Yellow on a farm. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Yankees Luis Severino throws first live BP since Tommy John surgery. Robert Durst's lawyers reveal bladder cancer diagnosis and ask to delay trial. Jets claim running back Austin Walter from 49ers. Knicks Derrick Rose sits versus Spurs, just needed a day. Yankees Justin Wilson takes step backward in rough Rays outing. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week, see Mercury at its best. Ask Astro what would Earth look like from Venus? Infinity and Beyond Episode 19, The Science of Star Wars You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. U.S. races to vaccinate young teens after CDC endorsement. CDC says fully vaccinated people can go maskless in most places. Dr. John Lapik on what the new mask guidance means. Blue spot on map reveals a warning for the climate. Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin payments, citing environment. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Lawmakers work to end discriminatory court fees impacting low-income New Yorkers. Senator Brian Benjamin's bill would grant CCRB greater access to NYPD records. Disrespectful and appalling, Democratic NYC mayoral candidates exchange digs in first televised debate. 9 people injured in Providence drive-by shootout, police say. Florida man wrestles alligator to save his dog from certain death. Israel threatens Gaza ground invasion despite truce efforts. Judge sides with 2 cops fired over Parkland school shooting, says they should get jobs back. Black high school student had to cut her hair to finish softball game in North Carolina, it humiliated her. More than 40% of U.S. adults cannot name an Asian American. Target halts sale of trading cards after store brawl. The following headlines are from military.com. Senate poised to deliver gigantic bill covering 11 military toxic exposure illnesses. Visitors may need proof of COVID vaccination to attend Air Force basic training graduations. Marines sank a moving ship when they fired a Navy missile from a drone truck. The military's expanded Tenant Bill of Rights is about to take effect. Russian admiral frets over provocative NATO drills. Active duty Marine major arrested after allegedly pushing police officer in Capitol riot. 2 men arrested and charged with stealing, selling sensitive Air Force data. Army Secretary nominee voices concerns about unreasonable demands on National Guard. Army Secretary nominee worries the ACFT will push too many women out. Senator proposes Cyber Academy to attract more to national service. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Column, to keep up with Ohio, here are some incentives Illinois should offer people who get COVID-19 vaccines. Trap shooting is growing in popularity as a high school sport. In Illinois, students at 55 schools are participating. Column, a new Trump poem, the leader of the GOP, it isn't Liz, it's me, me, me. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, CDC says vaccinated can largely ditch masks the state to enter next to last phase of reopening plan. 1,918 new cases and 35 deaths reported Thursday. In testimony over deadly LaSalle outbreak, top Pritzker health officials say state VA misled them about COVID-19 protocols. Man arraigned in 1982 double murder case linked to corrupt judges. Prosecutors signal intent to move forward. McHenry County Board hears emotional comments in debate on whether to keep using county jail for people accused of illegal immigration. Boy, 8, shot on West Side among 1 dead, 2 wounded Thursday evening in city shootings. 4 from Wilmington escape serious injuries when small aircraft makes emergency landing on I-355 in New Lenox, faulty engine blamed. CPS music teacher surprised with award Thursday didn't set out to be a black male role model, I kinda fell into this idea that representation matters. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Scientists urge restoration of federal gray wolf protections. Mexican paleontologists identify new talkative dinosaur species. Force-sensing piezoproteins are at work in plants, too. Politically polarized brains share an intolerance of uncertainty. Gimmicky or effective, the effects of imaginative displays on customers' purchase behavior. New weapon in the fight against gastrointestinal disease and informal settlements. New 2021 COVID-relevant fire safety and emergency evacuation guidelines for intensive care units launched. Understanding how people make sense of the news they consume. Market report, rising stock wealth does boost spending, employment. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, May 14th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. UK's fraud agency probes GUP to business links with Greensill. China accuses US of coercive diplomacy after trade remarks. Lions schedule in say changed, almost certainly no fans. Laporte switches from France to Spain ahead of Euro 2020. Diplomats, donors concerned about sex abuse reports at WHO. Irish health system says it's targeted in ransomware attack. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Horoscopes May 14, 2021, Kate Blanchett, it's important to look at all sides of a situation. Word Game, May 14, 2021. Bridge, May 14, 2021. Ask Amy, my husband had sex with her twice and she says he fathered 2 babies. Harriet Cole, how do I tell my mom her boyfriend is bad news? Miss Manners, I made this little speech about my coworker's clothes, and I'm regretting it. Dear Abby, I'm thinking of telling his wife what he does on these trips. Redwood City, man stabbed in stomach during altercation. Soccer, Santa Clara upsets North Carolina, will play for NCAA women's title. Attorney for alleged Aryan Brotherhood prison shot caller claims feds violated the Constitution when they searched contraband cell phones. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Woman says lottery ticket destroyed in Wash. Golf industry hopes its boom from pandemic doesn't bust. Providence, Rhode Island shooting in ongoing feud, police say. Charter schools targeted by left despite enrollment surge during pandemic. Maryland officials nix flawed plans to widen Capitol Beltway. Israeli-Palestinian fighting sparks bitter political battles. Dark side seeks Robin Hood-like image with ransomware attacks. Intel suspects Putin linked to Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. Kevin O'Brien, Biden inauguration priest, resigns from university post. Catherine Hammond tapped to be Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights in the Department of Education. The next headlines are from The Intercept. As Israel attacked Gaza, it heard something new, opposition from Congress. With uniform condemnations, Arab League divisions over Israel put on backburner. Meet the riot squad, right-wing reporters whose viral videos are used to smear BLM. After slamming Trump, lawmakers silent on Biden drone export policy. Can Palestinian lives matter? Joe Biden, career defender of Israel's crimes and impunity. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, May 14, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. How moths find their flame, genetics of mate attraction discovered. Pancreatic cancer trials fail to include minorities despite worse outcomes. Probiotics associated with fewer respiratory symptoms in overweight and older people. COVID-19 pandemic sees increased consults for alcohol-related GI and liver diseases. Pairing bariatric procedure with diabetes drug increases weight loss. Above the noise. Researchers develop 3D printed jelly. New immunotherapy highly effective against hepatitis B. Herbivores developed powerful jaws to digest tougher plants after the mass extinctions. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 18 shot, 2 fatally, in Chicago Thursday. Bears safety Eddie Jackson changing jersey number. 14-year-old girl hurt in Englewood shooting. Man carjacked at gunpoint in Rogers Park. Horoscope for Friday, May 14, 2021. 16-year-old boy shot in West Englewood. Man killed in Bronzeville shooting, police. Cubs Zach Davis slowly turning the corner after rough April. 0 goals again as Fire remains stuck on 0 wins. Bulls stay alive for final play-in spot, playing follow the leader. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, May 14th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Openings and closings. Four Seasons gets a Latin Steakhouse, the roastery closes. The perfect team to trade with the Houston Texans for Deshaun Watson. The Houston Press scores 2 wins in regional First Amendment awards. Reviews for the uneasily quarantined, Spiral. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, a Saturday night market and Sunday barbecue brunch. Live Nation to open new music venue at Post HTX in November. CDC approves even less masking for vaccinated as Pfizer shots begin for 12-15-year-olds. Alcohol to go from Texas restaurants is now legal for good. 2 years after her Astros foul ball injury, Tracy Neighbors doesn't want to be just another statistic. Hundreds of thousands of potentially killer airbags still on Texas roads. The next headlines are about world records making news. Hydrogen-powered Hyundai Nexo sets world record with 551.5-mile one-tank journey, auto evolution. Swimming Mac attack, Australian swimmers lay down markers for Tokyo, Reuters. Guinness World Record trivia, this man ate metal, glass, holds strangest diet record, the Indian Express. For 4 months, Arcola native held longest wiffle ball game world record, Herald and Review. Australia swimming supermax Emma McKeon and Kaylee McKeon sizzle in Sydney Open stunner, Swimming World magazine. Nepali guide Ning Matenji Sherpa creates world record by scaling Mount Everest, Sentinel Assam, the Sentinel Assam. Michael Andrews' dazzling 100 breast has him back on track for trials, Swimming World magazine. McKeon fires off 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 31 seconds, 200 back to lower own Aussie record, SwimSwam. Birkin bags hit record prices even as the world ground to a halt during COVID. Here's why, CNN. Did a Tesla Model S Plaid just set the quarter-mile record for production cars, the Drive? The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Ireland shuts down hospital computer systems nationwide after ransomware attack. Dogecoin prices spike again because this man just will not stop tweeting. Pentagon is surveilling Americans without a warrant, Senator says. Google Cloud teams up with SpaceX in satellite internet connectivity deal. Watch Army of the Dead's gory first 15 minutes and see how Las Vegas falls. Them has become relevant again, the way it does every 17 years or so. If we live in a sea of dark matter, this tiny mirror might be able to detect it. Project Veritas reportedly turned its feckless smear machine on Trump's FBI. Netflix is making a new animated Ultraman movie. Washed-up influencer arrested for driving his Tesla from the back seat, says Elon Musk really knows what he's doing. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was in Guzam in Algeria at 115.88 degrees Fahrenheit or 46.6 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Dome Cii in Antarctica at minus 104.08 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 75.6 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Lenovo's new Go brand of travel gear kicks off with a wireless charging mouse. New users can get 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $1 today. New analysis confirms hypothesis for source of mysterious auroral dunes. Tesla owner who drives from backseat got arrested, then did it again. Vaccinated people can now go maskless in most indoor locations, updated. Microsoft Surface Duo fire sale puts device at 50% off. Microsoft puts Windows 10 X variant on the back burner. Musk, Bitcoin is bad for climate, and you cannot buy Teslas with it anymore. Biden signs executive order to strengthen U.S. cybersecurity. Congress fires warning shot at NASA after SpaceX moon lander award. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Rep. Chip Roy mounts last-minute campaign against Elise Stefanik for GOP conference chair. House Republicans could enrage conservative groups by elevating Elise Stefanik to leadership. Here's why. Rep. Ocasio-Cortez corners a former Trump official and forces him to change his story on the Capitol riot. How socialism stopped being a dirty word for some voters and started winning elections across America. It must end. House Dems blast Israel's assault of Gaza and decades of occupation enabled by the U.S. Hoaxers Jacob Wall and Jack Berkman hold bogus presser, are permanently banned from hotel. Here's how Alan Weisselberg could flip on Trump over tax fraud in Trump Organization. Justice Stephen Breyer risks making a historic blunder. Kroger boss got even richer after axing hazard pay for essential workers during pandemic, report. Inside the shadow campaign to tar the deep state during Trump's presidency. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Canada declares plastics toxic, paving the way for restrictions. If you are vaccinated, you can go without a mask in most situations, the CDC now says so. Leaked video, Dark Money Group brags about writing GOP voter suppression bills across the country. South Carolina is so desperate for executions that firing squads have become an option. Congress has an hour problem, and she loves CrossFit. Cities are woefully unprepared for the havoc of climate change. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. 7 Art Bell facts they don't want you to know about the late conspiracy radio host, NorthJersey.com. Poll, 2 in 3 Americans think there is intelligent life on other planets, KX News. Extraterrestrial plutonium atoms turn up on ocean bottom, The New York Times. The hunt for habitable planets gets a new tool, Science magazine. 60 Fe and 244 Pu deposited on Earth constrain the R process yields of recent nearby supernovae, Science magazine. Study finds molecular pattern that may help identify extraterrestrial life, CTV News. Amity University Mumbai offers opportunities for astrobiology students in India, Space Ref. Scientists find molecular patterns that may help identify extraterrestrial life, Eureka Alert. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Some people with color blindness report improved color vision after psychedelic drug use, SciPost. Aptinix reports first quarter 2021 financial results and highlights, Galveston County Daily News. CA must decriminalize psychedelics for health treatments, Sacramento Bee. These lizards use bubbles to breathe underwater, National Geographic UK. Mushrooms on Mars, one man's quest to prove life on another planet, inverse. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, May 14, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The next headlines are from OpenMinds.tv. Brandon Fugel, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch Season 2 interview. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Plasma UFOs created by U.S. Navy laser. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, May 14, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.